Hi everyone, today we are attempting to make a custom sequins bag. Now I have to say I'm not really a fan of sequins, so I never actually planned on creating this style of bag, but it was requested, so here I am trying it out. Let's learn together. I have my sequins in my bag ready to go. My bag has the black paint over the original design and the sequins don't actually need any prep before applying. I'm starting out with this bag that was originally the Pixar ball bag and I got it on sale for $47. I already previously had the metal plate removed because what we're doing today is only temporary. I actually plan on using this bag for a Nightmare Before Christmas style bag, so once this is complete, I'll actually be removing the sequins so that I can use this bag for its intended purposes. This is also the reason why I found a super cheap yard of sequins mesh to use off of Amazon and it only costs $5. You always want to match your sequins to your bag's base color because sequins come with that mesh material, so it will always be see-through. If you can't find a bag matching the color to your sequins, you'll just want to purchase a leather paint and turn your bag into that color that you need. You're currently seeing me doing my rough cuts and oh my goodness, every cut there's more sequins going everywhere. I'm going to treat this process the same as I would as if I was working with my typical fabric. I figured we'd learn as we go. So we cut first and now we're gluing, and speaking of gluing, I just want to point out because our material is a mesh, the glue comes through and not in a noticeable way, more in a I can't help but keep getting glue on my hand sort of way.
Glued my head to my shoulder.
Yep, this definitely isn't my favorite, but we're gonna keep going, we got this. After doing closer cuts, I found the easiest way to get those last cuts is just by using my finger as a guide. I feel for where the seam is and I cut there. That's one positive about using sequins is you won't actually be tucking into the seam. Instead, you'll just be making sure that the sequins go up to the seam as close as possible, if that makes sense. For the most part, I'm just using my finger to press down the edges and then I go through with a dental pick, but I'm not actually tucking, it's just to get a better angle to press down on the mesh. Everything ends up camouflage as long as the sequins match your base color. And just like I would with any of my other bags, I'm going to remove a triangle portion from the sides of the top of the pocket. That way it's easier so I can tuck it in. I'm going to put glue along that edge, fold it in, and we're good to go. What you see me doing here is patchwork. Anytime I cut the fabric too much, I'm just going to take some spare sequins and glue them on the open spot, and it seemed to work, it blended right in. I'm going to continue to glue the mesh down, trim the excess off, and press down on the edges. And then next I'm going to try to cut that spot for the metal plate. This part was actually pretty easy. I'm not pushing the sequins underneath the leather tag, but rather just flushed against the front of the bag itself. And then if there's anything I feel like the fabric is extending too far, I'll just trim it back. I have to say, looking at this bag, it feels a little plain without a metal plate there. So I'm gonna go through my collection and I'll find one of my custom plates that kind of go along with the feel of this bag, and then I'll use it as a fill-in for the rest of this video. I think I have one that's black with sparkles. Let me go look. So normally when you insert a metal plate, you want to secure it with its corresponding backing, but because this is only temporary, I'm going to leave that part off. And in case you haven't guessed it, this metal plate is an indication for a future customized bag. Eventually I'll be customizing a Paranorman bag. Do you know who Paranorman is?
Isn't he that weird kid? You know, look at me, I'm talking to ghosts so people will pay attention to me.
And as we finish up the front, before moving forward, I just want to mention that generally if I'm customizing a bag with fabric, I won't cover up all the original designs on the bag's border. Instead, I like to leave the bag as is by the seams, so the fabric doesn't want to pick up the leather paint when I'm poking the fabric consistently into the seams. However, this being a sequins mesh, I'm going to make sure all the Pixar balls are covered so we don't get random pops of red, blue, or yellow coming through. And while I continue to work on the bag, I'll just say, I think sequins are actually easier to work with when compared to fabric. I know, I can't believe I'm saying it myself, but we don't have to prep it, we don't have to tuck it, and because it camouflages, we have room for error without it being noticeable. The cons though, oh my goodness, it makes for a messy workspace. Between that and the glue constantly going everywhere, it's enough to drive someone crazy. Side note, would anyone want my remaining sequins fabric? I'll have more than a half yard left. If not, I'll donate it, but if yes, just comment below #sequins, and a week from whenever I upload this video, I'll use a spin and win to choose someone. And as we take a look at the bag so far, I think it really is coming along great. I just wish I liked sequins, but for anyone wanting to try to make a custom sequins bag, I definitely say go for it. to do the top back panel, I'm going to approach this by just putting glue on the bottom portion, laying the sequins mesh down, so I will not have to trim these bottom sequins. I still can't get over how easy this whole application has been, minus the after cleanup part. I'm sure I'm going to be finding sequins for a long time now. And we're on to our last panel. After this, we'll have the final reveal, but first, let's look at the final mess. And finally, our finished sequins bag. What do you guys think? As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and check out my video where I actually deconstruct this bag while answering a couple of questions during it. The link will be in the description below. That's all for today. Bye, friends.